Okay, this is Cool Dude Clem here, bugging you once again with another I need help question, because I just cannot figure this out. Now, I've googled this problem, searched for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, but of course, as usual, it provides no useful information. So I'm kind of all on my own here. Anyway, some of you, or one of you anyway, knows that I'm going to build a balanced microphone preamp. Now, this is a circuit that I've come up with. So, we have a differential input stage, which is connected to an op-amp. I'm just letting you look at the circuit, see if you can see anything wrong with it, because it's not working and I don't know why. Now, I will show you what it's doing in a little while, but this is a circuit that I came up with earlier, and this one actually did work very well. I mean, it worked really well, but I think it would be a much better idea to use a differential amplifier rather than a sort of pseudo-differential amplifier like we got here. And it would appear that I'm not the only one who's come up with this idea, because if we look at another circuit, and this is one that I didn't come up with, you can see we've got the same thing going on again. We've got a differential amplifier here, and that's feeding an op-amp. So it's the same idea as I've got with my microphone preamp, but it doesn't work. I'll show you what is working and what isn't working. So I've got the microphone, excuse me, and that right now is hooked up to the differential input stage, and the output of the differential stage is connected up to my oscilloscope, so I can see the waveforms coming out of it. And as you can see, when I speak, we get opposing waveforms on the scope, like we should do. And even if I have the microphone just plugged into one side of the differential amplifier, we still get opposing waveforms, just like we should do. So that part I know is working absolutely fine. However, when I connect it up to the op-amp, things just don't seem to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect it up to my op-amp now. So I'll put in one resistor. So that's I believe that's the negative side of, yeah, that's the negative side, or the non-inverting input. No, there is the inverting input. I always get non-inverting and inverting input mixed up because of the double negative. Yeah, but that's the inverting input connected up. Now let's connect up the non-inverting input. Let me just check that schematic. Yep, the non-inverting input is the lower one. I know I'm sounding like a complete dumbass right now. It sounds like I don't know what I'm talking about. But anyway, we've got the differential amplifier hooked up to the op-amp. And when I speak into the microphone, you can see the meters on the tape recorder moving because they're connected to the op-amp's output. Or rather, the tape recorder is connected to the op-amp's output. But look at the scope. Look at the waveforms on the scope now. It's not looking so good. In fact, I'll just do a signal generator impression. You can see one is not as strong as the other one. And if I probe at the op-amp's input, so I'll just probe here, try not to short anything out while I'm doing this. Right, so I've now got the scope connected up to the inverting and non-inverting pins on the op amp, and now, can you see that? Now I'm getting the waveforms going into the op amp. For some reason they're in phase now. That doesn't seem to make any sense. Why are they shouldn't be in phase, they should be out of phase with each other. Now I didn't short anything out, I made sure of that. So I just don't understand it. Now the other thing I'm going to show is that if I just have one side of the op amp connected, so this is the inverting input connected, so just the inverting input connected to one side of the differential amplifier, you can see it's doing its thing there. Now I'm going to connect the non-inverting input to the differential amplifier, and now look, there's barely any signal getting through whatsoever. So again, I've not one single bit of a clue what's going on. So if anybody does know what's going on with this, and why I'm getting such weird results, then please let me know, because I'm losing sleep over this now.